Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to Movies with Actors That I Like or Love Month. And this one is from 1995, a 1995 American coming of age teen drama from director Amy Heckerling. I believe she did the first Wayne's World movie. She did Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Johnny Dangerously, which I really enjoy, National Lampoon's European Vacation, the first two Look Who's Talking movies, and Vamps, which I think is her worst film because I did a rant on that. It's the worst movie that I've seen that she's directed so far. I have not seen episodes of Gossip Girl, Red Oaks, The Office, Loser. No, I've seen some of her films. So no, she didn't do. Uh, she didn't do. That was another director that did. Whatchamacallit, the first Wayne's World. This is Clueless. Yeah, actually, I feel a little bit clueless right now. The whatever edition with Alicia Silverstone. Yeah, this is one of her few good movies because after this, she did, Batman and Robin and Vamps and Alex Rider, just some really terrible freaking scripts that she chose, man. I told her, do some better films or retire now, Alicia Silverstone, because in Clueless, you're charming here. It's very, very cute. This movie has three beautiful leads. You have Stacey Dash, Brittany Murphy, may she rest in peace, and of course Alicia Silverstone. So she's not the only beautiful girl in the movie. And the plot centers around Cher Horowitz, a beautiful, clever, and rich high school student who befriends a new student named Ty Frazier and decides to give her a makeover. Yeah, basically this girl, Brittany Murphy is kind of nerdy and she doesn't fit in. She's new in town, and they want to make her look sexy so that this guy can she can get guys' attention in school. Of course, these girls are too old to be playing high school students, but again, this was back in the day in the '90s where 20 somethings or 30 somethings were playing high school kids, even though now it just looks ridiculous. This movie was a surprise hit when it came out. I was 10 when it came out. I wasn't interested because I was a little boy. And if I saw a movie like this, guys would make fun of me saying, "You like movies with girls? How dare you?" Now I'm heterosexual and I'm a man, so 25 years later, it's a movie that holds up. It cost $12 million. It made 56.6. Back then, that was like making 100 million in 1995 dollars. And the movie, yeah, it was filmed in 40 days, so it only took about 4 months, like a month and 10 days. That's it. Wow. Because there's no special effects or anything. It's very practical locations, the cars, the outfits that they wear. It's total 90s. And it's a short movie. It's only 97 minutes. I got by quick. The film's director studied real Beverly Hills high school students to understand how the real teens in the 90s talked. This is basically if you took Booksmart and made it less, profane and less gay and just, did it with these girls that are much older, because Jeanette, what you call it, Feldstein and Caitlin Deaver were much younger than Alicia Silverstone was in this movie. I think she was like 25 or 26 when she did this. Yeah. It received generally positive reviews, considering one of the best teen films of all time. I wouldn't say call it that much. I think it's a good film. I think it's a very cute, funny movie. There were some things that made me laugh. I like Paul Rudd. This is one of his first mainstream films after Halloween 6. Either version, he's in the producer's cut and the theatrical cut. It's very charming. It's good to see Ant Man when he was young. Good looking guy, very funny, very charismatic, a big career ahead of him. His career will be way better than Alicia Silverstone, which is sad because she did Batman and Robin. He did Ant Man, then he did Civil War, then Ant Man 2, and he was in Endgame. So yeah, the guy's set for life, guys. Even if Paul Rudd never makes another hit movie, he's in the biggest movie of all time. Can't say the same for her. She was in the worst Batman movie that I've ever seen, live action wise, in the theaters. But it's not her fault. It was a bad script. Clueless has developed a cult following. I can see why. I like the fashion choices, the colors. The movie's not dark. It never gets too dark. There's some cliches in it. She's gonna fall in love with Paul Rudd because he's a charmer, and there's the asshole boyfriend, and then you have the token black guy that goes after the dark skinned girl because Stacey Dash is not black. She's Spanish and Native American, but she's still a woman of color. Gorgeous woman, by the way. She's still hot. It has a continuing legacy, yeah, and never got a shitty sequel. Thankfully, it got a spin-off television sitcom, series of books, and Paramount announced a remake. We don't need this to be remade. You remake this, it's going to be some feminist woke version that we got, like when we got Black Christmas last year and Charlie's Angels. No more. No more of that shit. We don't need any more of these freaking woke versions of movies that we did back in the day. Because, again, this movie was a time capsule. You can't recapture this. You can't do a 90s film now. It just doesn't work. Even when they did Booksmart last year, Olivia Wilde wasn't copying the 80s or the 90s. She cast really young girls to play high schoolers that were graduating, so it made sense. And they did something different with it. It kind of took the coming of age story and put it on its head. That's what I liked about it. What I didn't like was some of the writing choices. Here, it's cute. It's a PG-13, so it's not for kids. There's some sex related humor and some teens drinking and doing drugs, but it's not too heavy. It's not like in Vamps where this guy is doing cocaine and she sticks her tongue in his nostril. That still horrifies me. Why she did that? It's just disgusting. And yeah, and the thing, the as if and whatever and all that, the '90s slang that they use. I remember that when I was a kid. And unhip, yeah, I remember that. And the film is a lot of fun. Like if you've never seen this movie, it's worth a watch, even whether you're a guy or a girl, whatever. Just it's worth a time. It says a funny and clever reshaping of Emma, which I've never seen. Um, Clueless offers a soft satire that pokes as much fun as teen films as it does the Beverly Hills glitterati. I don't know what that means, but it has a lot of fashion stuff, which is cute. It's something that doesn't interest me personally, but I get what they were going for. At least the movie has you know, a charm to it. Comparisons to Emma. Let me see here. It's loosely adaptation of Jane Austen's 1815 novel Emma, and many of his characterizations have their counterparts. Yeah, but Jane Austen didn't she do Pride and Prejudice? That's worse because no matter how they spin that story, every time I watch it, I'm bored out of my mind. This movie's short. It's not a period piece where they're talking and there's nothing happening. There's plenty of good gags, and there's some decent dialogue, and the characters have chemistry with each other. That's why I don't want to see a remake of this. Who are you going to cast as a lead? Daisy Ridley? No. Or Margot Robbie? No, no. I'm tired of her, guys. DC fandom, I just saw it yesterday. Most of it, I don't want. I'm tired of her. She's oversaturated. Too much Harley Quinn. Get her out of my face. I rather just this be a standalone. We don't need a remake ever. And Brittany Murphy, may she rest in peace. It says after her death, Silverstone said that she always felt connected to Murphy as they shared a very special interest in their lives together. And she was so talented, so warm, and so sweet. And I could bet that, yes, she was a gem. She was basically the Ariana Grande of the early '90s, and I miss her like crazy. And Heckling also said that Silverstone had a Marilyn Monroe thing. Well, she doesn't look like Marilyn Monroe. That face was just beyond compare. Um, but it says a pretty sweet blonde who, in spite of being the American ideal, people still really like. I do like this actress. I just don't like the movie Vamps because they wasted her talent, and she dies at the end. Here, there's nothing downbeat about it, and also, yeah, like I said, the film does have its cliches. It is flawed, but the characters are not Mary Sue characters. They're not feminists. They're not shoving it in your face. They happen to be cute girls that are likable, and that's all I can ask for in a teen comedy with women. And it's good for what it is. I bought this movie months ago, and I like it. I like Paul Rudd. It's very cute, and if you're interested, if you're a girl, you're definitely, and you've never seen this, then what are you waiting for? If you're a guy like me, give it a watch. It's not too girly that it's going to take you out of it. It's definitely better than the freaking Bratz movie. I can say that without question. At least the movie left an impact. That movie was garbage. But yeah, this is a good movie for what it is. It's also on streaming, so you can see it on Peacock. It was added on Peacock uh, on August 14th, so that was a couple weeks ago. It is a good movie. It still holds up. It was a stage musical, which I haven't seen, but it closed last year. But the movie is it holds up and it's cute. So that's all I can say about Clueless. If you want a guy's perspective. Anyway, it's a good movie. Watch it at least once. It's worth your time. It's really light and harmless. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next review.